Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of A Pilgrim Warrior's Progress. Today, I wanted to touch upon this question of how it is that I make decisions. Like, for example, how did I make this decision to make this video? Why did I decide to do this instead of to lay down and rest, or to call someone, or whatever else I might do? And just to address ideologically, decision making in a world of infinite choices. And furthermore, just how to make a choice about how to even live your life in the first place. And we're going to be building from the premise of that the Bible is the inspired word of God, and we want to take that into consideration as to our life choices. But dig into how do we go about that? Because so many people might find one verse here or one verse there, or even one or two, and build an entire lifestyle choice around that one text. And I found that this principle that I wrote down here in Deuteronomy 19:15, I just wrote the reference there because I've yet to hide that verse and its reference in my heart, but I very much hope to have it memorized soon. That verse there, it talks about judgment, and that context in Deuteronomy is talking about decision making as far as coming to judgment in like a legal case. But we have judgments that we make all the time. We judge whether or not it is better to rest and lay down a while. We judge whether or not to, study and learn this language, or study and learn more about this, or to just entertain ourselves. We make all sorts of judgments each day. And I think there's something to be learned from how God himself taught his people to make judgments in legal situations. This principle is found there in Deuteronomy 19:15, and it says, "Out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall a matter be established." Meaning that if I accuse someone, that is not enough. A second witness is required by that legal system to warrant a death penalty, or to warrant whatever penalty might be given. So, if we are to make decisions in our lives that are of great importance, that may very well pertain to a death penalty for ourselves, should we not also consider the principle of having 2 or 3 witnesses to have as Proverbs tells us, a multitude of counselors, which Proverbs says gives us safety? So I apply this to my life. For example, I was thinking there's an avalanche of verses that come to mind, and they're able to come to mind because I've delved into the scriptures. I've hidden them in my heart. And for example, the principle that Christ gave to his disciples, saying to come apart and rest a while. It's important to come apart and rest a while. However, we also need to do what he said to Moses, which is when we need to ask ourselves, or to respond to the question, what is in your hand? He said a rod. I can say a phone. I can say a skateboard. I can say, a pen. Will I write some calligraphy? Will I make some art? Will I draw? Will I take my phone and make a recording? What will my behavior be? And this is an important question. What is in your hand? What will you do? And these are critical questions to have answers for, because we are exhorted that whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with all thy might. So once you know what is in your hand, take it and wield it with a vengeance. A wield it in righteousness. Wield it in holiness. Go forth conquering and to conquer for the King, because there is work to do, and once we know what to do, we need to go out and do it. So, for example, when I was thinking about making this video, like I might think of the verses that talk about, publishing the gospel. Like publish it in all, this gospel of the kingdom will be, preached in all the world, then the end shall come. Publish, the gospel of peace. Like that modern publishing, making videos like this is one of the means to reach the people, to stir up hearts, to rally the troops, to fight the good fight of faith. And I feel called to make such publications. However, I ought not to when I am overworked. That is why Christ said to come apart and rest a while. And how do we know the difference? Well, to everything there is a season, Ecclesiastes. A time for every, purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to speak, a time to be quiet, a time to plant seeds, and a time to, to harvest. There's a time for everything. And we need to prayerfully consider all of these verses, each verse being a witness. Consider all of them, gather them up together, have them as your multitude of counselors, have them as your 2 or 3 witnesses, have them as your 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 witnesses. Gather up the words, know what his revealed will is, because it's revealed. Listen and patiently heed that still small voice. Be attentive to the actions of providence, because what did Moses need for his work? A rod. What did he have in his hand? A rod. What do you have in your hand? Whatever it is. What do you need for your work? Probably whatever you already have. We have the privilege of working for the King of Kings. We have the privilege of being able to get up and serve him. And I'm so thankful, because it is such a beautiful thing. For Jesus said, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." He gives a special promise that he gives us rest if we come unto him and labor with him. We're told that to take up our cross daily and follow him, and to put on that yoke. They're symbols of the same thing. We're told that they are symbols of giving up the will to God. Another thing I want to touch upon is just that many people might feel that, as similar to as I do sometimes, where I feel that I am called to use my art to the glory of God. Whatsoever I do it to the glory of God. To cook and prepare meals, to maybe document some of those videos, some of that cooking, and make cooking videos, to photograph those photos and encourage people to eat well, to make videos, to exercise, to call people and encourage them and exhort them, to do all of these things. But it is important that we focus, because in order to be successful, we must do one thing at a time, concentrating all our powers upon that. So you may feel that there is evidence that there are 2 or 3 witnesses for you to do this and 2 or 3 witnesses for you to do that. But prayerfully request that God give you wisdom to discern what to do first and what to do when, because it's important to do all of those things, but it's best if we focus on one at a time. So let me just leave you with this. Some people are so crippled by decision making that they do nothing. But I encourage you to do something, because that being in that valley of decision, it's wearying to the angels. They're eager to help us to do things and to accomplish things. But if we sit there in that valley, they grow weary in our indecision. And it's critical that we take action and do something. Say you want to make a video, for example. That video might take that video might never happen. But if you just do it and do something, you may say this video is the quality of a donkey. But tell you what, God spoke through a donkey, but there had to be a donkey there in the first place. If you never made a donkey quality video, you'd never have something that God could speak through. So that's what I'll leave you with. That's my final thoughts for today. And remember to subscribe to the channels that you like to watch. It really helps those YouTubers. And remember to do all the sharing and other stuff that the robot algorithms like. And thank you for watching. This has been a Pilgrim Warriors Progress, and remember, the Bible is the armory where you may equip for the struggle.